So good afternoon, I'm Reverend Stephanie Clark and I'm speaking to you from the Parliament of the World's Religions in Chicago. And today we're talking to Muzi Cindy, who is a friend and a colleague and someone I really admire. So Muzi Cindy wrote the book Jesus for a Digital Age, and I'm going to be talking to him about the book and also want everyone to know that he's being ordained today as an interfaith minister with the All Paths Divinity School. So Muzi, how do you feel about being ordained?
I feel great because I was a pastor for 24 years with the evangelical ministry, and that's how I threw away that pastoral title deed because I felt that it was too tribal and it was based on a Christian God who was going to send people to hell. But not only send people to hell, that God was, if you die, He was going to resurrect you from the dead and give you, resurrect your mortal body and make it immortal in order to burn it in hell forever and ever and ever. And maybe even if your child died, you bury your child, this God will raise your child from the dead in order to burn your child forever and ever and ever. I don't know where you will be, whether you will be in heaven watching all this happening. So I had to dispense with that God, and I had to dispense with this title of pastor because it associated me with a tribal Christian God who was wrathful, vengeful, mean, vindictive, and malevolent.
Malevolent, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I admire you is that you had the courage to step out of that tribal God concept. So I'm curious what happened when you stepped out? Like what happened for you in your culture, in your family, in your community, when you said, no, that's not something I believe in anymore?
Well, basically, the bottom line is whatever happened to Jesus happened to me.
Crucifixion.
Yes, whatever happened to Jesus happened to me. I remember there was one time when the family of Jesus came to remove him from the crowds because they said he was crazy. And so they said the best people that we can call to remove this man from these crowds is his family. And they told his family, this guy's crazy, please remove him. And when they told Jesus that your brothers and your sisters are here to remove you, he said, no, my brothers and sisters are not these people. They are the ones who do the will of the Father. But that word Father is mistranslated because the word Father in Aramaic is Abba. So he meant that the ones who do the will of Abba. And Abba basically means source. Now, in other words, when you talk about source, and you look at the Jewish understanding of God, and the followers of Jesus were Jewish people. So when they kept on talking about Abba, source, one day they said, Jesus down. And they said, amen, who's this Abba? We keep on talking about Abba. Teach us to pray to Abba. Now, Jesus was a religious person. He was born in a Jewish family.
Right.
But now, in other words, there was a separation now between the Abba of Jesus and the Jewish God of his upbringing. But then we can go deeper. Because if you go deeper, then John 8, John 9, John 10, there's a big altercation there between the teachers of the law. Now, John 1, it talks about the teachers of the law. But in my postmodern interpretation, the teachers of the law are evangelicals, evangelical pastors. So we could say, if we're reinterpreting it, Jesus was saying to evangelical pastors, this person that we call God is actually the devil.
You got it wrong, boys. You got it wrong.
He says, now the teachers of the law, these are senior people in the Jewish community.
Right.
These are rabbis. The rabbis. He says, these people, that this person that you call God is actually the devil. And I can take it further. Jesus says the whole world is under the rule of the devil. And who's the devil? And I can also interpret that to be funny. I could say that the Christian God is the devil. I know that's too much. That's too much to say.
Anything that I believe, anything we worship, that's a false concept. That's the devil.
That's the
Because
devil.
then we're being led astray.
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
But then you can also find that in Islam. You can find that in Judaism.
Yeah.
You can find that in Hinduism.
Yeah.
You can find that in more than 100 religions represented here.
Yes.
So now, I come from the Western philosophy of the Chinese, the yin yang, and they say all of life is yin and yang. So inside of us, there is this yin and there's a yang. So what we need to do, that's why I have this thing called the heartfulness way. I love this thing when they gave me the heartfulness way, because it taught me that I must live from the heart. And now the heart is what is called the heart chakra. Now the heart chakra comes from the head chakra, and then it goes into the third eye chakra, and it goes into the throat chakra. But now there are many, you must remember that I've been into this thing for 45 years. I've seen it all. I've got the certificate and the teacher. I've seen it all. I've seen very, very anointed people. I've seen people who had visitations. I've seen people who saw angels. I saw a big angel. So if you see a big angel, that's the opening of the third eye chakra. And when that third eye chakra opens, the throat chakra opens, then you speak about it. But it seems like this awakening does not go deep down into the heart chakra, because it is in the heart chakra where you say, what happened to me is not for my tribe, it's for all of humanity. So this is what we need to teach people, that whatever awakening, whatever thing happened to you, is not only for your tribe or for your family, it's for the whole of humanity, to benefit the whole of humanity. When apples grow, we don't say these apples are for a certain tribe. These apples are for the whole family. Now, and as you can see here, I've put one of my signs, my favorite atheist scholar and motivator, my favorite, most favorite, Dennett. It says the one thing that is very dangerous in many religions is that it gives people a gold-plated excuse to stop thinking. There's no polite way. There's no polite way at all. People say I'm too harsh. And when people say I'm too harsh, I say there's no polite way of asking somebody, have you considered the possibility that your entire life has been devoted to a delusion? You know why I asked that? When I had an awakening, I went to a professor of theology, the evangelical professor of theology, the man that I respected so much. And he's been into this thing for more than 60 years. And he said, I told him about what happened to me, my awakening, after reading. The problem is that the awakening came through Richard Dawkins.
The God delusion.
The God delusion. So he said, he asked me a question. He said, Moses, you know, I've been 60 years, more than 60 years into this thing. And have you ever thought that what visited you was actually the devil or Satan? So I asked him this question. I said, have you ever considered the possibility that your entire 60 years have been devoted to a delusion? That was a painful question because he's a professor.
You respect him.
And this is the trap that all of humanity is in. That they say, but I've been in this thing for 50 years, for 60 years, I was born in this thing. How can it be wrong? Christians ask that question. Muslims ask that question. Everybody ask that question. So I'm done. So I'll give it to you. This is Bishop Carlton Pearson, and on Tuesday, at Bishop Carlton Pearson's Facebook page. We'll be launching the book, and hopefully we'll be launching the audio book that people can just download into their cell phones.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank
Yes.
you, Muzi.
So I've got everything that is given to me. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'm flying to Tulsa.
All right.
So over the weekend, we'll be seeing how we can put this book
Yeah.
into your cell phone.
Lovely.
And then you can read the book on your cell phone wherever you want.
Fantastic.
And it's not only reading.
Yeah.
You don't read it, you listen.
You listen and you
Yes.
change consciousness.
You listen wherever you are. You can
Yeah.
listen to Bishop, my dear Bishop Carlton Pearson. People talk about Jesus suffering. And I say this man suffered more than Jesus.
Uh-huh.
I say Nelson Mandela suffered more than Jesus. You see, the thing is, with the suffering of Jesus, I'm not saying it was not intense,
Yeah.
but there are people who suffered more than Jesus. Nelson Mandela going to prison for 27 years.
Exactly.
They're suffering more than Jesus.
Exactly.
Carlton Pearson
Yeah.
losing everything
Right.
after being right on top
Right. Yeah.
of the what's name? Of
The official organization.
of the official organization on TBN. You know when Carlton Pearson decided to change, every station
Yeah. It's
called him
Yeah.
into interview,
Yeah.
and after that, everything collapsed.
It was dropped. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Yeah. Yeah.
Namaste,
Namaste.
namaste.
Thank you so
All is
much.
well.
Thank you.
We are
Blessings.
into something big.